So now I'm going to review the fourth Natas album, Multikillionaire, The Devil's Contract. I just want to say I just did a House of Pain review and I forgot to show the disc. It's just a black disc. There's nothing special about it. I just completely forgot that I actually used the disc to play the music. So yeah, I completely forgot about that. But yeah, I won't do that again this time. This is the fourth Natas album. It was released in 1997, and even though Isham by this stage was slowly but surely moving away, like from the dark, sort of themes and talking about the devil and things like that, like Nadas kind of almost doubled down on that, with Do You Believe in God, and there's still this is a very occult album as well. Yeah, this would be the last I think truly wicked thing that Isham and Nadas ever did. A lot of Natas fans seem to think, well, a lot of them say that this is their favorite, or at least one of their favorite albums. I'm not really. I like it, but I'm not nearly as, I'm not as big of a fan of it as a lot of people are. Um, so there's the front cover. Um, Sorry about the glare. That's terrible. That's really bad. This is the only Natas album that doesn't use the traditional logo on the front cover, but the traditional logo was actually on the disc, which I will show. There's the disc there with it's like a weird green color. It's not really showing up because my camera sucks, but yeah. This is the TVT version, which is a real shame because on the original version that came out in 1997, this folded out and you got like lots of cool photos of the group, but here you only get the one. There's TNT on the left, Mastermind in the middle, Isham on the far right, and in between there is Mo Badis, who was actually like the unofficial fourth member of Natas, like in '97, and I don't know what happened to him after that. He was on a track on End of the World and stuff like that, but yeah, he was just on this album, and he was on Isham's album, Bruce Wayne, Gotham City, 1987 as well, which also came out in '97. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I can't say I missed him, on the later Natas albums, but there we are. And inside, this is with true of all the Gotham Overcore TVT 2000 releases. They just show off like all the different albums and merch that you can order. Yeah, all of that stuff is way cheaper than it is now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about. I'm gonna go through some of the tracks there. It's very long. This album, it has 20 tracks on it, but I'll just go through and tell you what my highlights are, and I'll tell you why I don't like it as not nearly as much as everyone else does. Well, not everyone else, but you know what I mean. I don't like it as much as a lot of people do. Track one, Be Careful What You Wish. That's just Isham and Mastermind. Decent song. It's got like a weird demented circus vibe to it, is what I would say, beat wise. The beats on this album were weird. Like they're dark, but they're not dark the same way if it Do You Believe in God is. It's like the best way I can describe it. This will probably sound a bit weird, but like, the best way to describe this album is like it's music that you would listen to like in like a cult gathering sort of thing. Like I sort of hear it in like a evil church or something like that. It's dark in that way, but it's not dark the same way Do You Believe in God was. Track two, We All Die, that features all of them, all four members, and yeah, not much to say about that. Decent song, good sort of dark beat to it, but again, like my big problem with this is that it's not that memorable. This album, I've listened to it loads of times, and it doesn't really stand out to me. A lot of it doesn't, but there are some brilliant tracks on it, and one of them is track three, which is just a question mark, and this is something that pisses me off. This is a really bad habit that Isham got into in '97 when he put out Bruce Wayne, Gotham City, 1987. He started not giving all of his songs a name, and he started just giving them question marks, which just annoys me, especially as someone I like. I use Last FM and stuff like that, which like takes note of like all the songs you listen to and stuff. And I have lots of scrubbles for just question mark because that's all it's called, and they have plenty of songs called question mark. There are four songs No, well, there are 3 tracks called Question Mark, and there are 4 songs total on this album that are just question marks. And it's kind of annoying because, when you go, oh yeah, I really like that song of Multikillionaire. Oh yeah, the one, track 3, the question mark. I don't know. It annoys me. And he kept on doing it as well, like on later albums. It's just, it annoys me. But yeah, that's a really great song. That third track, question mark. I love the beat on it. It's one of the best beats on the album. One thing I will say, like Mastermind and Esham, possibly TNT as well, they're like at their rapping peak here. They are on fire. Like I know I said that they were on their peak. And Do You Believe in God? And they were really good. But like it's just as far as like flow and stuff like that goes. Like Esham, particularly, like he's really fast. He's super angry on this album, which I really like. You know what I mean? I like angry, pissed off Esham more than like lovey-dovey Esham, which was gotten in the past. On like Dev Flowers and Bruce Wayne. So, yeah, I really like track 3. Track 4, Multikillionaire, the title track. That's a Mastermind solo song. Very good. Yeah, no complaints there. I think that's a very good song. A Baller's Envy that has Esham, Mastermind, and some guy called B Bathgate. I don't know who that is. Yeah, Baller's Envy. It's again good, but doesn't stand out to me at all. I'm gonna get hate for this review. I can tell. Track 6 is very good though. Don't Give Me No Ham. Ham stands for hoe ass, and I'll leave you to guess what the N stands for. I believe I read in like a YouTube comment that was a diss to a local Detroit rap group that was abbreviated as Ham, but they took it so that it was negative and they just dissed them. That's the song that's starting now. And this is a very long track, and it actually has a beat change about halfway through it, and then it goes into a completely different song towards the end, which is also a question mark, stupidly enough. But that's an Esham song, the question mark bit, and then the actual Don't Give Me No Hand bit. That has all of them on it. So yeah, that's very good. The whole thing is very good. I like the beat here because it's very acidy. It's very it's hard to describe it, but that's kind of when Esham describes his stuff as acid rap, like that's one of the beats I think of. It's like, yeah, that's sounds like acid rap. Yeah, that's a cool song, and I like the way that it has like multiple beat changes and it morphs and stuff like that. Like that's cool. I like that. Track 7, Oh My God, that's a TNT solo song. It's the only solo song he has on here. It's fine. It's alright. There's nothing special about that. Track 8 is another question mark song. This one is absolutely brilliant though. It has Esham, Mastermind, and TNT. That's a brilliant song. That's my favourite song on the album. Well, it's that and the other question, that track 3 question mark song. But yeah, that's just that has an awesome beat, and that's really long. Track 8, like it's like 7 minutes long, and it's just verse after verse after verse, and they just go in and in and in, and yeah, again, that's not like Natas or Esham for that matter. They tend to do like 3-4 minute songs at most, but that one's a big long epic, but it actually works very well. That's actually a very good song. Track 9, All My Dogs, that's a Mastermind solo song. I don't know. It's alright. It's not bad, like it's kind of similar to my Life After Death review. There's nothing really bad on here, but there's just a lot of stuff on it that doesn't stand out. It's not filler, but you know what I mean. It's like a step above that for me. All Sacrifices Made, that has Esham, Mastermind, Mo Battis, and some guy called R. What does that say? R. Buens? I don't know. They got some like local Detroit guys, I'd imagine, to do some guest spots in here. I don't know. They don't stand out any of the guest spots. That's why I kind of forget them and don't know who they are or anything like that. All Sacrifices Made, that's a decent song. Walk on Water, that has Esham, Mastermind, TNT, and a guy called B Los. Yeah, again, it's alright, it's okay, it's decent. Trickmaster, that's a Mastermind solo song. An interesting thing about that song is that you can hear like women laughing and stuff like that in the background, and a bit of a trivia about this album. When they recorded it right next to a Detroit nightclub, and apparently, you know, you could actually hear parts of that nightclub sort of bleeding into the recording and stuff like that. I read that off acidrap.com, the official Esham slash Natas website, and yeah, that's that's pretty interesting. And apparently, like after they were done recording, the studio got ransacked and stuff like that. But the actual song, Checkmaster, it's just another bland song for me. Track 13, Two Breast and One Biscuit. That's they must have like a hidden quota that I don't know about. You need at least one sex song on the album, and that's it. But it's kind of weird. Like that's like a weird, like slow and dark one. It's a weird beat on it. That has the original lineup: Esham, Mastermind, and TNT. Track 14, All Praises Due. That uses a Fat Boy sample. It's like the only song on the album that's blatantly sampled. They use the beat from the song Jailhouse Rap, which I really like. I really like that song. They just kind of slowed it down a bit and sort of rapped over it. That's a very good song. I like that. That has the original Natas members, if I didn't mention that as well. Track 15 is EZ or EZ. That stands for Evil Zone, and that has Esham, Mastermind, and some guy called D Brooks. That's a very good song. I actually do like EZ or EZ, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, a good crazy beat to it. Yeah, I like that actually. Pretty good. Track 16, Distortion. That's Esham and Mastermind. Again, decent, but not really anything special. Track 17, it's another question mark song. With again Esham and Mastermind. Towards the end of the album, Esham and Mastermind would kind of dominate the thing, and TNT and Mobadas aren't really. They're kind of left behind. It's a bit strange. I can't remember that question mark song off the top of my head. I don't think it's anything that special. This is the question mark song at the end of Don't Give Me No Hand, what I was talking about earlier. That's a very good track. Track 18, Price on Your Head. That's an Esham solo song. Very good. Like that. 19, Blessed But Cursed. That's a Mastermind solo song. Yeah, pretty good. And track 20, Record Deal, is Esham and Mastermind. I think that's them talking about like the West Coast and East Coast beef, because they're saying, I bump East Coast music, I like West Coast shit, but some of these people need to stay off their own dick, sort of thing. I think that was kind of them commenting on the beef that was happening at the time. So I'm gonna get hate and hate for this review, because I'm not that wild on this album. It's just really inconsistent, I think, because there's some really, really good songs on it. I think track 3 is great. I think track 6, Don't Give Me No Hand, and the question mark song are very good. Multikillionaire is pretty good. Track 8 is fantastic. EZ's good. Price on Your Head is good. But it's just a lot of like average at best songs on here. It's too long. I would have chopped some of these songs off because they're not that good. And yeah, but it's one of those songs, one of those albums where it has quite a lot of stuff on it that I don't really like, but the stuff that is good is really good. I can't emphasize enough, but like the actual rapping on this album is really, really great. But it's just the production's kind of weird throughout it. Some of the beats are good, some of them just it's a hit and miss album overall, and I don't know. I just think it's a bit disappointing after how good Do You Believe in God is. So yeah, interesting album. If you can check it out, go for it. A lot of people do like it a lot, so I'm sort of in the minority here. But yeah. So kind of a half-hearted recommendation there. But if you haven't heard Natas before, I'd recommend Do You Believe in God, or their album if it comes out after this. If it came out after this one, Wicked Worldwide. Those would be like the two that I would recommend for starting fans. So yeah, thanks very much for watching us.